All right, Sitka, you ready to make a video? Yeah? Okay. So this is a video that I think is not going to be well liked at all, but it's a video that I think I have to make because in order for me to continue to make content and just for the sake of the MBTI community, I feel like I have to tell the truth about what I really think. So it's known that MBTI is not well accepted within the scientific community and is called by many a pseudoscience. And the reason for that is because we haven't been able to provide any data to back up the hypotheses of MBTI. So we like to throw around the word theory a lot when it comes to MBTI, but if there's no data, then it's really just a hypothesis. Now, the reason that we haven't been able to provide any data is really the fault of our own community. MBTI is like a house, and Jung laid a very strong foundation, and then a few other leaders like John Beebe have come in and built some strong pillars. And then everyone else has piled in and just filled everything else with a bunch of straw. So we basically have a tinderbox ready to go up, built on a rock. I hope that's a useful image to you guys. So when people analyze it, they push on it, they find all the weak points, it falls apart, and they just think, well, that's useless, and they throw the whole thing out, okay? Even with like the strong foundation, strong pillars, they reject the whole thing altogether because of these weak points. So what we need to do is to shore up our weak points, but we aren't able to provide any data unless we can understand what MBTI really is, how to apply it, and let go of our biases. And we can't provide any data if 90% of the people are running around mistyped, okay? And, maybe this is news to you. Apparently it's news to a lot of people that MBTI tests are widely inaccurate, with some of the most popular, I'm not going to name names, you guys can probably figure it out, being the most inaccurate. And while they're fantastic for bringing people into the MBTI community and sparking that initial interest, they're really doing so much damage because we are never going to be able to move forward or be taken seriously if we can't provide data, and we can't provide data if everybody's mistyped and people are refusing to believe that they could possibly be a different type because a test told them so, and they've already built in their minds that this is who I am and this is one of the best types and I'm part of this group that is the smartest, best, most creative types and everybody else is a bunch of normies, okay? So what typology? I'm going to use the word typology here because it's much better to use than MBTI. It is a system of understanding your cognitive preferences in terms of how you perceive your external and internal world and how you reconcile tribe identity with self-identity. Now that's a definition that I came up with myself. I am reading my own notes here in order to stay on track. But understanding that, it's built on a system of 8 cognitive functions. We all have all 8 functions. It's just a matter of where they are in the cognitive stack, and their placement in that stack determines the role they play in your mind. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. I'm going to decline that. Damn it. Now you guys know I filmed this on my phone. But your type says absolutely nothing about the quality and strength of your character. It doesn't mean that you're a good person or somebody else is a bad person. It's all about what you do with what you've got, And I see so much hate in the community and biases that are preventing us from moving forward, like people saying, I don't like feelers. Okay, so let's look at that literally. You're literally saying, I don't like that person because their cognition prioritizes introverted or extroverted feeling above introverted or extroverted thinking. Now, put that literally, it's totally insane, isn't it? But this is what people are doing. Your cognitive preferences are no more a choice for you than your height. Okay? So it shouldn't matter. It's all about what you do with it. So stop using MBTI like a horoscope by oversimplifying human nature. There's much more to you than your MBTI type. But of course, we are wired to take shortcuts, which is necessary for our survival. I heard a quote by Robert Greene. I think it was in an interview, and I don't know the exact quote. It was something like, the number one law of human nature is to deny its existence. So we really have to take a very close look at why we are making the judgments that we are making, and to fight against our own tendencies to categorize people into like tribal groups of, this is my tribe and this one is the best type. And to then stop using it as a vehicle of rejection and an outlet for our tribal tendencies. I've also seen people say things like, it's okay for me to reject censors because they have rejected me. And I think this points to something quite poignant in the community. I think a lot of people who get into this, they feel hurt because they have been rejected or maybe even abused in their lives by people who were meant to love them and understand them. And they're trying to reconcile that for themselves and figure out why. You know, they've been made to feel like they are a defective person. And then they find MBTI and a test tells them that they're not defective. They are just this extra special type, and everybody else is just normies, and that's why they can't understand them. Okay? But what's important about this is that it's not your fault that you have been rejected or abused. It's not because you are defective, and it's not because you are extra special. All that has to do with is the other person, the person who did that to you, and what they have going on in their own mind. You know, they're unhealthy mentally and emotionally, and they're taking that out on you. And then it's not good for you to then take that and reflect that back on the world, on a bunch of innocent people who have nothing to do with it, you know? So if we don't burn away the biases and lies, we're going to go the way of astrology. And that's why I'm making this video. And that's why I do videos like the last one, like things that intuitives don't say, because I'm trying to burn away all of the lies so that we can progress and you guys can get out of MBTI typology, actually, everything that you could, you know. You're not going to grow studying a type that you are not, you know, trying to apply that to your life. So we're losing people because of the hypocrisy that they see in the community. That it's supposed to be this thing of great understanding and discovery, and it's really being used for rejection and for people to like take a position of superiority to others. So when people reject an idea, it's often because of the image they have associated with the type of person that associates with that idea. Let me re-say that. Okay. When people reject an idea, it's often because of the image they have of the people they associate with that idea. And we see this, like, for example, with astrology, okay? If you're not into astrology, you probably have an image in your head of the type of person who likes astrology. And that can make you reject the notion of astrology altogether, okay? Because of those types of people who like it. Okay, so we don't want that to happen to MBTI as well. We also see this with religion. A lot of people turn to reject religion because of the people associated with that religion. Like Gandhi said, I liked your Christ, but I don't like your Christians. Your Christians are not like your Christ. And that's good that he was able to differentiate between the two. But understanding that people typically take the shortcut and don't separate the thing from the followers, then we have a responsibility in how we act and how we present this information in order to be taken seriously again. And then other people reject an idea because they like to present themselves as a skeptic. But what I say to those people is, before you reject an idea, make sure that you're not wrapping closed-mindedness in a cloak of skepticism and calling it rationality. And that's all I have to say about that for today. You guys should check out the TypeMatch app. It's available on iOS and Android. And if you liked this, please give it a like and a subscribe to help grow this channel. And if you didn't like it, I don't know, go watch something else.